Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today here we've got Alex. Alex is the owner of a new Ginetta, this beautiful orange Ginetta there. I met him today for the first time. And Alex, you only had the car for
three weeks
now. 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
And this is your third
track day.
Yes.
And 52 in a year.
Yeah, one track day a week, so he's tracking really well. Fantastic. So there's a lot of questions being fired away, such as where can I buy a Ginetta, where can I race a Ginetta, how is Ginetta as a driving car. So I think for the purpose of this video and to help some of the guys out there, my first question to you is, why did you buy a Ginetta?
I wanted a car which I could properly learn to drive in, something that's going to punish me for bad driving. So the shortlist was a Caterham, then looking at like a stripped out BMW like 116i, something like that, proper racing car, but also I wanted something which you could drive home in and come to the racetrack in. I can't be bothered. These guys right now unloading their cars for the track day, for the evening session. I can't be bothered with that. I just want to drive home. So for me, it was about that. Another on the shortlist was a Lotus. You could get a Lotus at lease. The problem with that is, one, repair costs are very expensive. These have a Ford Z-Tech engine. You can literally go to a scrapyard, get one out of a scrapyard, and you're back on the road. Whereas a Lotus, you crash it, something like that, you're screwed. If you hit a bumper or a wing mirror or something, I go on the parts list from the Ginetta, it's probably 30 quid. You send me one the next day and I'm done, I'm back on the track. So for me, it was about that. So the amount I am saving on insurance as well is insane. So I was spending between 200 to 300 quid a track session on insurance.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that was for my Alpine A110. Insane.
Oh, that's interesting. You drive Alpine as well, right?
Yeah, amazing car. Amazing car. And probably the best car I've ever driven. I recommend anyone going to a dealer and just driving it. That's what happened with me. I accidentally bought one because I fell in love with it. The dealer told me no questions asked.
Yeah, I heard a lot about the Alpine. Apparently they drive really well. So really good kitted car. And
but it was very flattering of the way I drove. So even instructors were telling me like, the way you're driving, as far as you haven't crashed yet, like it's not smooth enough. So I thought to myself, well, what's the point in that? If you don't know what you're doing wrong, get something like this. And for me now, I'm learning how to properly drive.
That's the thing about Ginetta, right? I keep telling all the time, that's exactly the same reason I bought a Ginetta. Firstly, because it's a race car, it's not a road car. It's a race car converted to road. I've done the same thing. Like Alex, I wanted a car that was as close as to a racing car as possible, that I could drive from home to the track and track back home. And Ginetta G40 does exactly that. And I tell you all the time, when you sit inside the car, only when you sit inside the car you feel it, how low you are to the floor, and all that racing cockpit there, that makes you feel like you are in a racing car.
And there's so much progression you can do as well in terms of racing, that you could enter a race tomorrow with these cars, and as soon as you're ready to race, you've already got the experience of the car. Instead of going out buying a racing car then entering that series, you've been practicing in the car that you're going to be racing. So for me, that was incredible.
And the second thing for me as well, which you described well, is the whole thing being analog. There's no ABS, there's no power steering, there is zero assistance, so it's all analog. And this is the beauty of driving a Ginetta. The car is it's like driving a go-kart. It's just like, it's no weight, it's you and the car. And,
it takes time to get used to, but once you're there, it's very fulfilling.
And the third subject you touched, which I thought was interesting, is the cost and the price. I mean, Ginetta is not, I would say high maintenance, but it's an Alpine. You'll not be doing anything until, for good 5 track days. You probably take it to the garage and just check a few bits above. Ginetta, no. Ginetta is different. You realize that today. Every track day, you need to check the oil level. You need to check the cooler. You need to check the car. You need to check the bolts.
Well, my second track day, a wheel almost fell off because I hadn't tightened the nuts, and then you told me, the nuts do come loose. I'm like, why? I've never had a car where the nuts come loose. But that's a Ginetta for you.
It's the nature of the beast. But the good thing is, like you said, it's cheap. If you wanna get like I said to you earlier, I had an engine which I completely blew up, so I had to pick up a new one. It didn't cost me a fortune. It didn't break my bank. I had to change my gearbox. Again, it didn't cost me, it's a Mazda gearbox, it didn't cost me a fortune. So overall, the Ginetta is not very expensive to run.
It'll hold its value as well,
yeah,
which is great.
Exactly. Probably for the same price I bought this car, I can still sell this car for the same price I bought, pretty much, which is good. There's only a very few cars that you can do that. Tell these people what you don't like about Ginetta.
What I don't like about it.
Let's be all brutally honest. Prepare people that think
so
about it.
It's practically made of Lego.
Yeah.
It's the first thing. It's like you have to accept that, like, kids are gonna love the car, your friends are gonna think it's a cool car, and then they're gonna get close to it and be like, oh, it's like the door doesn't shut properly. Like you slam the door and it just bounces back, and things like that. I mean, some of them don't even have locks on the doors. It's just you have to accept that it's going to break and things are just not going to fit correctly. And I looked at a few before this one. They all had cracks in the windows and everything. That is something you've just got to accept that comes with cheap running costs. Is a cheap build because everything is designed to just be easily replaced.
Exactly. I like here on my channel. I just want to be brutally honest with you guys that are thinking to buy a Ginetta or race a Ginetta, bring the goods and bad, and he described it perfectly, the bad stuff. But when you put in your mind that this is a race car, not a street or road car, you understand, you accept it, and you're fine with it. I guess I'm happy with that, I'm fine with that. Some people don't like it, some people just like to sit, drive and go home, and then you probably need a different car or you need a race team. But if you're thinking of buying a Ginetta, I personally strongly recommend.
I do.
And there's zero regrets. Once you sit in a car and you drive, you forget about everything, right? The joy of drive. When you drive, Ginetta puts a smile on your face, and that's when it makes you forget all the troubles and makes everything worthwhile. Good. I think that's it. Thank you very much for sharing the information.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Beautiful car.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy as much as I have. I have this for 2 years now. It's been a complete joy. That's it. Now, thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and until the next time, goodbye.